Roger Stone here. Every day you wait, your money loses value, but gold and silver don't follow those same rules. American Sovereign Bullion gives you access to a nationwide wholesaler network, helping you secure aggressive pricing on real physical metals. Call 844-272-2428 now to get your free gold and silver guide to learn how to protect your wealth with physical gold and silver, delivered right to your door or with a gold IRA. Visit asbgold.com. That's asbgold.com for your free gold and silver guide today.
Every act of change begins with a neighbor. When neighbors connect through the Feeding America network, small actions ripple into lasting impact. Feeding America, led by neighbors. Give now to end hunger at feedingamerica.org.
Rich Lowry, National Review, the great editor on this show every week, usually on Wednesdays, but the family had a nice trip to Yankee Stadium on Saturday, so I figured I'd bring them on today. So, Rich, you guys had a good time at the ballpark, huh?
Yeah, so it's really not fair. I've been a Yankee fan for 50 years. You've been a Yankee fan for 5 minutes, and you're responsible for getting me on the field of Yankee Stadium for the first time in my life.
Oh, my God. You know, it's so funny you say that because I'm going back to Yankee Stadium tonight to watch the Yankees sweep Baltimore. My buddies Keith Kantrowitz, Mark Oranger, it's a birthday gift, you know. And they got these great seats. So I just texted Randy Levine, who I texted on your behalf. And I said, I'll be there tonight. He goes, well, you're sitting with me. I mean, it's not even like you're sitting with me. That's it. So I'm going up to his suite tonight. And I think I talked about this last week. We're really happy about this. August the 22nd, Rich, Yankees are hosting the Toronto Blue Jays. And Randy Levine and the Yankees have given me and Danielle Randy's suite to hold our very first ever Dyspraxia DCD America Day at Yankee Stadium, something we did in Florida. Vinny Viola's Panthers as Vinny wins a Kentucky Derby on Saturday. So the Yankees are hosting our charity for a Saturday matinee between the Yankees and Blue Jays in August, and you better be there with the kids.
That's awesome. That's my birthday, actually.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see you then.
I'm such a baseball fan. I have to tell you, I'm almost just content seeing warm-ups. I just love being on a beautiful baseball diamond. If you look closely, you always notice something new. Like the Orioles first baseman was doing this drill. This coach was doing a drill with them, where the coach was standing on second base and hitting ground balls to the first baseman like they were bad throws.
Yeah.
So he had to pick them. I'd never seen that before.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
It is interesting.
It was a fantastic experience. It was a bobblehead day. So we got in early. When we got there, it was like 10:30, and there were lines like it was going to be a World Series game.
Great.
It was fantastic. So I owe you one yet again, Sid.
No, you owe me nothing. We're but dear friends for a very, very long time, and I love you. I want to read this tweet from my friend Mark Levin. Congratulations to the Democratic Socialists of America, a.k.a. Marxists. Congratulations to Elizabeth Warren, who helped kill Spirit Airlines and 30,000 jobs. Congratulations to Bernie Sanders, whose support for Obamacare has caused medical care costs to explode. Congratulations to Zoran Mamdani, who has nearly bankrupted New York City in just 3 months. It's a great tweet from Levin, and he's attacking the right people, Mamdani here and Bernie. But I want to talk about Liz Warren. He talked about Spirit Airlines. They literally went out of business like in the middle of flights. they told the flights to come back. They shut down customer service. What an awful way to go. Spirit Airlines, yes?
Crazy. And they wanted to merge with JetBlue, which would have made sense as two budget airlines. And it was blocked in the Biden years under this crazy theory that this was too much corporate concentration. These two budget airlines that, I don't know, would have been like 5% of the market. It was insane. And they're just in the grip of an ideological mania where no mergers are allowed, so they'd rather have the thing go out of business.
Crazy. They'd rather have the thing go out of business. I've flown him a couple of times, down to Florida. Rudy Giuliani's in the hospital. He's in critical condition. I've been texting back and forth since literally 1:48 this morning with his beautiful son, Andrew, who's got that monster job now in charge of FIFA as we get ready for World Cup soccer here in New York. It turns out lung embolism, pneumonia. But I think he's turned the corner now, and I think he is actually doing better. 81 years old. Nothing can kill this guy. But it's interesting to see all the other folks around town that are, hey, Rudy, we love you, we love you, we love you. Nothing from Mamdani, of course. What do you expect? You think Mamdani will say something nice about Rudy?
Of course not. And Rudy is just such a historic figure in at least two ways and probably three, right? One, killing crime in New York City in a way that was a model for the rest of the country. Two, his leadership of the city after September 11th. And three, early Trump adopter, that key in that first campaign in 2016. So we're all hoping for the best for him. He's a fighter, but made a huge difference in the life of this city.
So Donald Trump's granddaughter, because all Rudy Giuliani did the last stage of his life was work for Trump. He was loyal to Trump, right? He really believed in his heart of hearts, Rudy and Trump both believe this. They really do, that the 2020 election was rigged. So Rudy uncovered a lot of information that at the very least, has to make you think about it. Maybe you don't want to buy into it. Maybe you're like, well, maybe. Doesn't matter. Rudy, loyal to Trump, did a very good job uncovering a lot of information that should at the very least make you think twice. But I'll tell you what, Kai Trump, who happens to be the granddaughter of President Trump, and of course Kai Trump's mom has been dating Tiger Woods. She's an amazing golfer. She comes out this week. I want to play this for you. This is Cut 8, Lewis. And here's what Kai Trump, the granddaughter, had to say about her last name.
I mean, hey, some people don't like me. I mean, 50% of the world doesn't like me because of my last name. But, like, they don't actually know me. So, like, I'm hoping if people actually give me a shot and, like, not look at, like, the last name, then I won't have any ops, but we'll see.
Does that happen often? Are people screaming shit at you?
I've had one time I was out in public and someone literally walked up to me to tell me that my grandma sucks. I'm like, well, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to say that. Like, great. What do you want me to say to that? Like, I was literally like, okay.
So Kai Trump says there that just based on her last name, we had to dump it. There was a curse in there. Based on her last name, that she believes that 50% of the country hates her. Forget about her grandfather, hates her. What do you think about that?
Yeah, probably true and terrible. And someone has to be really motivated to go up to someone and say they hate them or someone associated with them.
Yeah.
That's terrible. It shouldn't happen. It's destructive of our civil order. You judge people by the merits as individuals, not by their last name. So I'm really sorry that's happening to her.
Where do you think we are in this whole Iran conflict?
You know, it a lot depends. If we can actually break their blockade at the Strait of Hormuz, which Trump is now talking about and we seem more serious about, their leverage just disappears. And there have been reports that we're rejecting deals that I would think would be pretty good, suggesting that Trump thinks he has a lot of leverage here and the blockade is really destroying their economy, which it probably is. So I've been surprised, Sid, at his stick-to-itiveness. You know, he's very sensitive to markets, very sensitive to oil prices, and he's just like, no, this is more important. So I'm a little more optimistic than I have been in recent weeks.
All right. I am getting reports right now. I can't confirm this, although it's been told to me that WFAN just mentioned it on their show, that we started this conversation with the Yankees. I am getting reports that John Sterling, the amazing voice of the Yanks for so many years, 87 years old, I'm getting reports he died today. I don't have that confirmation. I am very, very quick not to go on the air with stuff like that, because if the person's not dead, you know, you freak out a whole bunch of people. But once the fan says it, they do have the Yankees on their station. So Boomer Esiason said it, then I'm going to have to go with it. I'm going to wait for Noam to confirm this, or maybe John Katzmatidis, maybe Chad. Don't forget, John Sterling did a show here last summer, which I helped put together. He loved being on WABC and loved doing the Yankees. So if we can confirm or deny, but I am hearing from multiple sources now that the former legendary voice of the Yankees, John Sterling, has passed away. You have anything there, Noam, right now? Do you see anything?
No confirmation yet, but I'll get you some.
All right. That would be really sad if it's true. And again, if it's not, I'm sorry. But when you get a piece of information like that, you're, I guess I have to say it, right? Right, Rich?
Yeah, what a radio voice. Hopefully he's still with us and this report is false.
Right.
But I just heard they still occasionally play advertising spots during Yankee games with Sterling's voice. And
Yeah.
they did one over the weekend. Like, dear God, what a voice. And one of his great calls, I think you probably remember, right? It was the Braves versus the Mets, that crazy 18-inning game or whatever it was where Rick Camp hit a home run. Was that against the Mets?
Yeah, 16 innings. No, Rick Camp was the
the
reliever for the Braves, and the Mets beat him in 16, I think.
Yeah, I think Rick Camp hit a home run to tie the
he
game,
did?
like a 2-run homer. Yeah, I think to keep it going. But he I miss him every time. He annoyed me a lot as a broadcaster because he'd get home run calls wrong because his home run call was not entirely accurate because not every home run was high and far and deep. But otherwise, he just had so much personality and so loved the Yankees. No one loved his team. No broadcaster's ever loved his team more than John.
Look, I remind people all the time that made fun of him. He's too cheesy, the Tino Bambino, whatever he did. I don't care. An A-bomb from A-Rod, burn, baby, burn. Baseball is entertainment. Now, yes, wins and losses matter, and people get billions of dollars to perform. But at the end of the day, all baseball is another form of entertainment. And John Sterling understood that, and he, I believe, is the most entertaining of all time. I think Gary Cohen's great for the Mets. He's a dick, but he's a great announcer, but he's not entertaining. Bob Murphy was somewhat entertaining, especially if he had a couple of shapers before the game. But I think Sterling was the most entertaining of all. So we'll see about this latest rumor.
I used to, you'd watch the end of the game on TV, and there's always a little delay in the radio. So if it was a big Yankee win, I'd turn on the radio.
A lot of people did that. Yeah. No disrespect to Michael Kay because I like Michael on Yes, but they would go to Sterling on the radio instead. What's funny is for this charity that the Yankees are putting together for me and Danielle and my son, for Dyspraxia DCD America, Randy actually said to me, what you can do? You can go on the air like the third or fourth inning with Dave and Susan. I said, you're gonna want to check with Susan about that.
Really?
We've got some very rough history, me and Waldman. But he said, don't worry about that. I'll smooth it over. So he just offered me that literally a couple of days ago to go on the air one inning during that Saturday matchup against Toronto. And, just hearing even that rumor kind of took me for a loop.
Yeah.
But
I've grown very fond of Susie over the years, I have to say. I can imagine what you said about her, but I've grown fond of her.
I told her to go home and get your shine box. That's what I told her. It didn't go well. I love you, Rich Lowry. I'm glad you guys had a good time on Saturday. Thank you so much, Rich. Thank you. There he is, the editor of the National Review, the great Rich Lowry.
Thanks for listening to Sid and Friends in the Morning. You can hear Sid and Friends in the Morning weekday mornings at 6. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
I got into a Genesis. This is luxury. Whether it's a sleek G70 or the GV80 with that third row, these are high-end vehicles with payments that actually make sense. Go see Michael. Tell him Sid sent you. Genesis of Brooklyn. Find him at genesisofbrooklyn.com.
Start the spring season off right with a new pair of Tecovas Western boots. Handcrafted and over 200 steps from genuine leather, they're built to last and feel broken in the moment you put them on. From cowhide to exotic leathers, Tecovas blends timeless style with all-day comfort. Pair them with premium denim, Western shirts, and accessories for an effortless, polished look. Shop quality Western goods in-store or online at tecovas.com.